Hey YouTube, it's me, Luxury Generation, in the flesh. Yeah, I'm freaking old. This is me. So, I've been wanting to do this video for a while to pretty much express some thoughts and opinions and experiences I had with the Hyundai Azera 2015, aka the Genesis Killer. Yeah, I know, but it's a name. I'm not gonna take it off. I'm not. Uh, First off, I want to start and say, so I'm not doing this to be a YouTube sensation. I'm not a mechanic. I mean, all of this is just me, a guy who likes his car, wants to enjoy his car, and really, I just wanted to do this to share so that others can experience the same. So, this video is pretty much designated to all the new people wanting to pick up the Azera to modify it. Pretty much, I don't want to discourage you guys from picking it up. I just want you guys to know the problems, how to expect them when they come, and what to expect, to be cautious, to have a backup plan, and to make it clear that you want to buy the car because you want the car, not because it's some sensation or you think it's going to be, or you want something reliable, because let's not forget it's a Hyundai. So, but I'm willing to, as of right now, I'm willing to pin this car against any other Hyundai lineup, any other one. I've seen the new lineup and I've seen the flaws, and sadly, this one is more reliable from what I've seen. So, a little bit about me. So, yes, in my younger years, I was always a car fan. The car era that stuck with me the most were their tuner cars. Fast and the Furious, or Need for Speed Underground. On Need for Speed Underground, my favorite car has always been the Toyota Celica. I never got to own one, it was too expensive. Instead, I had a 1987 Celica. And I modified what I could. I didn't know what I know now. It was a disaster. I crashed it. I mean, coolant was leaking into the engine. I mean, it was a nightmare. I didn't know what I know now. I wasn't experienced enough. I wasn't responsible enough. And it's pretty much a good lesson, because it's better for me I've done this now, even though it's kind of too late, but better late than never. So, one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about, so the Azera. The car is pretty much, you can call it a rare car. Now, I'm only speaking for the US, the United States, because in different countries this car has different reputations and more attention, and I'm just directing now. In the US, we have from 2012 to 2017. That's it. That's the cutoff. HG generation, the 5th generation of the Hyundai Azera. That's the last one that I believe we will ever see. I mean, I could be wrong. The new one, 225, 2025 might make it, but I don't think so. Because one of the sad curses of this car, from what I know, it looks like the Hyundai Sonata. Every year it's been manufactured, it looks like the Sonata. 2022, that's when it kind of had its own look. So did the Sonata. But as all the hype, a lot of people tell you that it was marketing where failed. No, it's not marketing. It's just, I mean, Hyundai had a bad rep. This was a car that was going to turn it around, but people preferred to buy Camry, Chevys. They preferred other cars. They didn't give Hyundai a chance, because they also have a V8, the Ecos. That one didn't have a chance either. It's the same boat in this one. So then what happened was, The Azera lost its 3.8 engine, which the last one to hold is the TG. That's the older generation of the Azera. It also comes in a 3.3. Alright, so our engine, the GDI engine 3.3, this engine is on the Kia Cadenza, the Santa Fe, which there's a cutoff point on the Santa Fe. They jumped to 2.4. The Sorento, and I believe there might be others, but I doubt. Okay, so this engine, there, the 2.4, the 2.0, the 1.6, these are more common engines. So when I purchased this car, I had engine warranty, did not have transmission warranty. I was informed and I knew that there was going to be an engine shortage, and I've seen it. But lately, what I've seen from the time I've started, now I'm a 4-year owner. From the time I started modifying till now, I've been catching a lot of stuff. And this is within the Hyundai forums and Reddit on the Hyundai community. The engine shortage is going to get worse, bad. And a lot of these cars I've seen on eBay, other websites, junkyards, they're going to the junkyards intact. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the motor. Positive. And it's sad because it's so far it's a reliable motor. All of Hyundai's engines burn oil. All of them. I have a Tucson 2.4. That one just started burning oil on me. I was so upset, disappointed, because I did my best to take care of it. I thought it wasn't gonna happen. The only thing I didn't do is put a catch can on it. This one, my Azera, has two. One for the PCV, one for the crank. I learned this from the Genesis Coupe community. And it did it. It started burning oil. It let me down. Meaning, and this one has flaws too. It has flaws in the engine, but they're not as bad. So that for me, it changed a lot. As of right now, I stopped racing it. I stopped driving fast. I stopped putting. My last modification was the lower engine mount. That's where I changed the bushings to the lower engine mount, from the rubber to the polyurethane. And one thing that did come up, because on that video there was a little comment where someone said, oh well, an engine mount doesn't help and all that, it doesn't add changes your. Yes it does. Where do you think this is coming from? I'm not playing games. I intended to put some power into this car, which from the estimates, if everything works the way I think it's gonna work, you're looking at the power of a Kia Stinger factory. Yeah, and this is without turbo. This is without turbo. That's the most you're gonna get. Now I can't give you exact numbers because, for example, in Brazil, the 3.0 engine, I've seen it tuned, and it adds 20 points to it, tuned. So it's smaller, but I mean, there's no telling. Now also, I know a lot of you approach me, ask me questions, and I've told you certain comments to make you feel like you shouldn't do it. It's not that I'm telling you guys don't do it. It just, I really think you should be cautious with it. Make sure you got a backup plan. And also, like I tell a lot of people, whatever you do to this car, you're gonna be the first one to do it. Now in Korea, I've seen a lot of things done to it, but it's just the reality, the way, the design, everything, the mods that are out there for this car, it's pretty much a show car. It's just meant for show. I mean, it has a tune, but it's just the way I want to use it. It wasn't intended. And a lot of us, I've heard it, that maybe they tried racing a Genesis Coupe. It's not a Genesis killer. Okay, the Genesis Coupe was built as a sports car. The Azera wasn't. It was built for luxury and comfort. So it's not a fair race. And in the time I've modified, I've seen the insane amount of restrictions. They handicapped this car from its full potential. One of the defects it does have is insane. I've seen the video where they do the track test. It has insane body roll, and that's one thing it has a lot. Sway bars, coilovers, support bars. It has a lot of that, and it's because of the body roll. But now, before I did anything to mod this car, the first thing I had in mind was to LS swap it. The quote was around 15,000. At that time, that was a lot of money. Now, that's pretty much another used car. Now, this car I have it set up the way I want it. So dropping an LS, honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Especially the parts are available. This one, I don't know. But for me, the plan always was to buy another engine, modify what I could, new transmission or rebuild it, whatever, have my fun with it, and after that, let it go. Had my fun. If I blow the block, that was it. And as far as the amount of maintenance I spent, like I said, I'm not a mechanic. If something happens to it, I wouldn't know how to diagnose it. Pretty much what I'm trying to do is change out parts that I know need to be changed out, that eventually will break. And that's how I'm keeping up its maintenance. One of the defects besides the engine also too, this car has a lot of trim accessories that if they were to break, if you can't find them no more, it ruins the look of the car. Yes, like I heard this one, manufacturers, they're moving fast. Manufacturers are moving fast. They don't have time to compensate. They want you to buy the brand new car. So, I mean, it has a lot of all these little chrome trim pieces on it. Those are the main ones. All these chrome pieces, they're the main ones. So in some point, if you can't find them, it's over. The lights too. Now for the lights, I've heard complaints where people have to buy brand new lights. Now my solution would be, I'm not ready for it. I have about 2 companies in mind that the Genesis Coupe guys use, where they rebuilt the light. You know, customize it the way you want. But my intent would be for them to change out the lights that I cannot access. For example, the brake lights. We can't access those. They could change those out, customize it maybe, or put in a brand new. I'm sure it would be a lot cheaper than buying a brand new one. And also, with this thing of these cars hitting the junkyards, in a way I see it as a benefit, because like even with the Jenny guys, a Genesis Coupe is worth more in pieces than it is intact. So I mean, just start. But that's because in the intent, I believe I can keep and maintain my car. And like I said, I've looked at Hyundai's new lineup. They got these 1.6 motors, small, and it's supposed to be exciting just because it has a turbo on it. Nah, I don't like it. The 2.0 maybe. I thought about putting one of these other Hyundai engines on it, but the fact that they're oil burners, that's not something I want to deal with. After dealing with the 2.4 engine on the Tucson that I have, it's not something you want to deal with. and so far this one hasn't let me down. I rather, but the panoramic sunroof, that one has actually messed up on me. I expressed it. uh I haven't fixed it. I'm pretty sure all I gotta do is lubricate it and it's done. It has to be lubricated with white lithium grease, or there's others. uh Now that one, when it happened to me, they hurt bad, real bad. I felt like calling the bank, come pick this car up. I don't want it no more. It was when I was having fun, but I mean, luckily I figured out how to close it. All you gotta do is press the button and push it in. As you hold in the button at the same time, just force it in. And the shark fin on the Hyundais are terrible. If you manage to fix your panoramic sunroof, check on the condition. That's why I'm at a car wash. I don't go to the drive-in ones no more, especially after I put in side skirts. But I mean, also with that, a lot of the parts uh a lot of the parts that I've been asked to put links. It's just a lot's changed. I mean, a lot of the Amazon lights I've installed, I tried looking for them again, they're not there. uh these little accessories that I got from, there's all falling under one company in Korea. They burnt down and they started discontinuing their Azera parts. And actually, when I ordered the cup coasters the first time, uh, I started learning how the track record of this car being turbo. Well, actually, the Genesis Coupe, the 3.8, has a bad record when it's turbo. They don't last. I mean, the best bet you got is brand new engine and turbo it, and I mean, just know eventually it's gonna die on you. It's better to have a turbo car. There is a big difference between a turbo car and a naturally aspirated engine. You can turbo and that, but it just, they're both they you need a turbo car to handle a turbo. That's why with a turbo car it's so easy just to swap out the turbo, and then you got 500 horsepower or something, or they're built different, and you can't swap them out. It's not the same. I know a lot of us looked at the Kia Stinger engine and wanted to throw that one on there, and it wouldn't work the same. And just to tune that car costs $1,000 on its best tune. And as far as tuning it, there is a tuner out there, but the thing is, like I said, it hasn't been done from before. I haven't tuned mine because apparently it's talk. I don't know if it's for true. The ported throttle body, it messes up with the can tune, so you need a custom tune. I mean, supposedly, but with tunes, the thing is, what happens is, the more parts you add, the more you have to go back and revise. So I rather add all my parts together and go get it custom tuned. That way I don't have to pay for because there's only a limit on parts you can install. And like I'm not gonna turbo it. And they actually, when I ordered those cup coasters, when I decided I wasn't gonna turbo it, they sent me this turbo emblem. I got my money back, but it's about to, I guess it was meant to be funny, or I don't know, it was just karma. So now when I started Reddit, I needed somewhere to post my information. That's mainly the main point. Now if it becomes something bigger, then awesome, but that's why I wanted to post information, because as I was researching to modify this car, I've seen the old posts on the Hyundai forums. I've seen them, people asking, not getting an answer. And pretty much I made a contact in Korea who explained it to me. The reason there are not so many Hyundais modded, I mean Azeras modded, because they're used as taxis a lot, which it doesn't explain the engine shortage, but but it's still around. And a lot of the first owners haven't let go of it, and you do see signs of it because about a week ago I saw a post of a 2017 with 30,000 miles. I'm like, honestly, with the less mileage this car has, is the best time to get it. That's like a gold mine right there. Is the best time to grab it, because if you get the 100K ones, there's no telling what they've done to them. And as far as this catch can thing, now I know it didn't work out for the 2.4 because I didn't do it, but I know this one, every time I crack open that body throttle, clean. I'm gonna demonstrate it to y'all soon. So hopefully I never got a shot of the valves when I changed my spark plugs, but hopefully I could see if it actually works. But it's not it's just intended to help. That's why I really recommend doing the catch can. And I know a lot of us don't want to lose the factory intake, but the Santa Fe is a V6 and the Palisade, they have catch cans where they're pretty much the same design, but their catch can sits on the right, which is hella far from the PCV. I've asked the people who make those catch cans if it works. I mean, they say it do, and you don't have to remove your intake, and it's just an easy swap. So I've tried to push that idea out there for those of you wanting catch cans, and I really recommend it. But like as far as these other mods, pretty much the steps I took to mod this car were following the steps of the Genesis Coupe, because honestly, out of Hyundai's lineup, the Genesis Coupe is the one. It's the one. People have done insane things to it. They swap engine swaps, all kinds of engine swaps already, but with its original engine, I've seen the mods, and those are the steps I followed. The grounding kit. Now there's also the ported throttle body, the tuning, all that. I'm telling you, it works. But what really adds to the mix was that lower engine mount, because these bushings, this lower engine mount, I'm telling you, it affects the 0 to 60 time, because you got a Hyundai Elantra Velociter 2.0 engines, 1.6, complaining about wheel hop, and this engine jerks on them a lot, and they're adding these modified lower engine mounts for them because they make them for it. The best I got for us is the bushings, and just in normal driving, your engine flexes a lot. Now when you're launching the car, you're pretty much risking tearing up the lower down pipe, the subframe, or something else. Which, when I had a while back, they crashed into my car and it was out for 4 months. One of the things that delayed it was the subframe. It was cracked, and I always wonder, since now I probably was the one who cracked the subframe, because I didn't have the engine mount. So those engine mounts, the bushings, came from Elantra. So that pretty much gives me an upper hand too, because now we can get parts from them, not engine parts, suspension, which adds to the performance of the car. But as far as taking parts from all these cars, I don't like to throw everything out there, because I gotta see if it fits, I gotta see if it works. So it's a crash dummy. That's what I'm using the car for. So that's pretty much all I got, guys. All I say is be very cautious with this engine. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, the posts are there, the people are complaining. I mean, people aren't buying it too. Everybody's going for the new car. That says it all. And pretty much the opinion about the Azera, there's 3 opinions. 1, people don't know about it, which is the large majority. The second, people hate it. because they had the worst experience with it. And the few, which is us, the people who like it. So that's all I got, guys. And I just want to encourage you guys to be cautious. Just have a backup plan. Just have a backup plan. As far as me right now, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board, make sure it's something I want to risk, because I've heard it on an engine teardown of this car. You have to be very brave and determined to blow this block, and you cannot control how the block is blown. I got incoming traffic, so that's all I got, guys. Thank you.